and turned out, Righty, to be the battle of the corner kicks.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Again, it comes down to quality, what comes in. Brilliant ball from Saka, and like I said, the determination and drive from Gabriel Magalhaes is something that is very difficult to stop. When you get it back into those bodies, into all those bodies, Steve, you've got a good chance of it going in. And that's what happened with Saliba's header there. Brilliant goal, brilliant header, brilliant drive and determination, like I say.
Yeah, and then we see Chelsea actually at the other end come up with their own. I mean, and this was about 3 or 4 corners from that side. Reece James has been putting them all in. They look dangerous on every corner, but again, the quality of the ball. Yeah. And Nkapia, he knows he can head it there. Rice is having a battle, not facing the ball. Yeah. But Nkapia there, he knows he can head it, but he knows he hasn't got a clue where it's going to go.
And it's just the same here again, Gaffer. You've got a ball that's come in. It's a great ball that's come into an area, but a defender, it's not like he's jumping very high to get this timber. You've got 19, Sarr. He's not even looking at the ball. If he's turned round, you know what I mean? He's bigger than Timber. He probably heads that away. I cannot understand why he's not facing the ball.
Incredible, but I mean, Chelsea go down to 10-1 look. Neto's chasing from the corner, and Martinelli's just come on. You know he's quick anyway. And I think in the end he goes, oh, he knows he's been booked. He takes a big risk going to ground, and the referee, it's a foul. It's the only thing he can do is give him the second yellow.
He knows it there.
But Neto was sort of saying, hang on a minute, I wasn't, when was I booked before? He's saying it was my first booking. He was a bit confused, or was he? Look, we're not sure, but we know that he was there, he did know.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah. What sort of thing you'd have done?
It's a big 3 points for Arsenal, and it's also Chelsea's 9th red card this season in all competitions than any other club. Right, let's get immediate reaction. The first Premier League defeat for Liam Rosenior as the head coach of Chelsea.
First of all, just give us a broad overview on how you viewed that.
Yeah, of course, you know, we took the unusual step of releasing the audio from this situation. Not long after it happened, we wanted to show everybody what was very quickly apparent to us was a pretty significant human error, loss of concentration. And of course, we're all disappointed that the VAR system didn't step in to rectify a clear error that we'd seen on the field with the disallowing of the goal. And nobody's more disappointed than the officials themselves. They take pride in their work, they want to be a positive influence on the game, and of course, in this situation, that wasn't the case. Of course, without VAR, that disallowed goal would still have been a disallowed goal, but VAR exists to step in when we make a wrong decision on the field. So of course, we're disappointed, and our job then was to try to find out.
It's not holding back there in his assessment, Glenn.
I think he's very honest. I think that's an honest assessment. He's not digging out people, but he's saying as a collective they've got to put it right, and they're not far from putting it right. You know, he's lost since he's taken over 3 times to Arsenal.
They're his only defeats.
Yeah, they're the only defeats he's got, and there's a lot of good things. I think what sometimes you can beat yourself up too much. Arsenal top of the league. Yeah. They've gone into their house and they've performed really well. I thought over 90 minutes they did okay, more than okay at times. Go down to 10 men, and if they went down to 10 men and it was like total Arsenal just controlled the game, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. You know, Real made some unbelievable saves, and they got themselves in fantastic positions, Chelsea as well, with 10 men. And I think that's where I think Arsenal, you know, the first 20 games of the season were solid. You couldn't get through them. As well as they were playing going forward, scoring goals, set plays, you couldn't create anything. You couldn't create much against them. My word, you know, that's not the Arsenal at the moment. At Wolves, at Brentford, today, you know, that you can get at them. That's why there's a bit of nerves hanging around in that stadium at the moment. And Ian's saying what he's saying, and so there is although they're top of the league, there's a story behind the story. Do you see what I mean? They're opening.
Is that forward or just at the end of the book?
Well, that's a good point. I think we're just about going into the back 9, as I said. 9 games to go. Let's say we're going into the back 9 in a major on a Sunday.
Yes. What do you think about Chelsea since Liam Rosenior came in?
I think they obviously look like they're doing a lot of work on the training ground in respect to what they're doing. They look very sharp. I think that there's still a team that's very much, especially coming away to someone like Arsenal, that will play on the counter-attack. Even though they have got players who can, for me, like we saw when they went down to 10 men, they can easily play through a team. I don't know how they're going to do that with that goalkeeper, if I'm totally honest, because I think that there's so many opportunities where he probably will cost them, and he could have cost them today. But I'm looking at a Chelsea side that only need maybe a couple of experienced players, especially at the defence. I think they definitely need a goalkeeper. I think the midfield's fine. Up front, maybe another top striker if they can get that. But I think 3 additions to that team, and I think they're starting to challenge. No trouble, no problems at all.
Yeah, it's the goalkeeper. I would disagree a little bit over the season. He's impressed me during the start of the season. He's saving. He's done some good things with his feet. I'm looking from last season. I'm thinking, wow, he's improved. He's got better. He looks more assured. He's simplified.
You're not going to ask you though, don't you?
No, but today, from the first...
Can you win a league title with Robert Sanchez?
Well, possibly not. And they're not ready to win the league title at the moment, at this moment in time. Outfield and goalkeeper.
Going to where they want to be.
Well, if he kept improving, yeah. But today, from the first minute when he gave the ball away on the edge of the box, he got away with it, didn't he? Do you remember? First minute.
Yeah.
He went back to how he played last year, instantly. So that consistency, if he thinks he's cracking it, no, he's got to go back to basics again, because he has improved. Whether you can win a league with him is another issue. I understand what you're saying, Ian, completely. But I think you've got to give credit where it's due. If you analyse his games this season, he's made some unbelievable saves and saved points. Rather than giving points away, which he was doing last year, he's actually saved them points. That's when you've got a good goalkeeper. Yeah. When they're saving you points rather than giving points away. Look at Man United, the goalkeepers they've gone through recently were giving points away. And now they've got a steady goalkeeper. They've got a basis to go on. So, yeah, I mean, that team isn't anywhere near ready to go and try and win the league, but it's a very good side that, I agree with Ian, needs experienced player. You know, the Brazilian Silva, if he was there at 35, that's what they need. Someone then at that to just, the youngsters, just to put them around and